We are now seeing something extremely dangerous happen in plain sight. Open violations of a little thing called the Constitution.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Constitution. We have images and reports from the Pentagon showing what was described as a worship service. You see senior leadership with their heads bowed in prayer, organized religious activity happening inside the United States military command structure. In a tweet about this, they put, "We have gathered at the Pentagon for our monthly worship service. We are one nation under God." Imagery of Pete Hegseth with his head bowed in prayer, images of prayer taking place. This is all completely unconstitutional. Now, by the way, the specific guy, Doug Wilson, who's involved in this is disgusting, doesn't think women should be allowed to vote, has talked about slavery coming back, maybe being a good thing, believes the U.S. should be a nation under God, governed by God. So let's be clear about a couple different things. The U.S. government is not allowed to run religious worship. That is not a partisan opinion. That is a constitutional opinion. That is the First Amendment. The Constitution prohibits the government from establishing religion. The principle exists for a reason. It protects religious freedom. It keeps the state neutral. The government can't promote one religion over another, or religion over non-religion, or non-religion over religion. It just needs to stay out of it. But they are turning institutions. We talked with Ruth Ben-Ghiat earlier this week about how institutions are being carved out by the Trump administration, but they're also then being filled with religious moralizing. The Pentagon is not a church. The military is not a ministry. Government-led religious activity at the highest levels of the military violates the Constitution. Now, defenders will say, well, what's the problem? People are just praying. You can't control that. And of course, it's true. If someone, while they are sitting there at work in their government job, in their head is saying a prayer to themselves, you can't control that, nor does anyone want to, nor does anyone care. Individual prayer in your head is protected. Private beliefs are protected. Service members can practice religion freely. And if you want to drill yourself with questions about religious doctrine as you sit there, nobody can stop you. But what we are talking about here is leadership promoting worship inside of official institutions. That is not the personal faith of any one person. That is state-backed religious activity. It's against the law. Now, if you look at history, you see that when religion and government fuse, a lot of problems come up. Aside from the fact that it's unconstitutional, policy becomes theology. Political power claims divine authority. We are sent by God to do the politics that we are doing. The founders understood the danger because they saw what state religion had done in Europe for centuries. And so the whole point was, let's separate it. Let's separate church and state. Some of the figures connected to this ideological movement represent really extreme views. And this is why the prayer service is bad enough, but involving Doug Wilson is an extra disgusting little detail who has openly said women shouldn't have gotten the right to vote. Slavery historically wasn't a bad thing. And again, maybe most dangerously, Doug Wilson has promoted the idea that the U.S. should be governed as a Christian theocracy, just a Christian version of that which they claim to oppose in the Middle East. That destroys the Constitution. When you put religious authority above democratic institutions, you have destroyed the Constitution. They talk about, foreigners are bringing in ideas that are not compatible with the American Constitution and way of life. Instituting religion in our federal government institutions is not compatible with the way that this country was designed by the founders. Will there be any consequences? I wish I could say yes, but it really doesn't seem like there will be. Pete Hegseth's day will come. I think that is maybe the best thing to go back to. Remember that this and every story today is part of our daily podcast. The podcast is free. The podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every podcasting app that you might like. Please remember, follow and subscribe to the show free on Apple and Spotify. If you've got an iPhone, you've got Apple Podcasts. Open it up right now, hit that follow button, leave us a 5-star review. We are pushing to beat back the right-wing surge in the podcasting world. Help us do it. We'll take a quick break. Appreciate you watching. Stick around for this next video, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you actually see our uploads. You can also catch the full podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.